No one likes you when you're buried in the ground. No one likes you when you're buried in the ground. No one likes you.
Hello, welcome to Burdock Radio. I'm your host, Keith Gostad, and No One Likes You was the name of that last song by Mark Adams, son of Bill. And he's with me here today at the River West Film and Video. And say hello, Mark.
How's it going? Thanks for having me, Keith.
It's going pretty good. So that was actually a rough demo track of a song coming up off your album that you're working on, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of just an unfinished, unmastered preview of kind of some of the sounds I'm trying to work on for this kind of a first effort at a full band debut that I hope to have done August, September, if everything goes as planned.
Okay, great. And that's, I mean, you've been playing around solo acoustic shows.
Yeah.
You use live, sometimes you use a distortion pedal for different effects when you're playing. But you've only recently begun assembling a band to go out and play shows. So tell me what led you first to change, or not to change, but to go from doing acoustic sets to starting a band up.
Well, the acoustic stuff was kind of born out of necessity. I started, writing songs a number of years ago, and just kind of as a way to calm myself down and something to do to pass time. And I began recording just really rough one-track homemade recordings in my room on a external mic on a tape player, like somebody would have done 30 years ago. And didn't really, wasn't really planning on doing anything with it, but I gave some of the recordings to some friends of mine, and they were into some of the songs. So then I decided to try to start working on it a little more, and it's just too lazy to put a band together, so it's basically a bunch of rock songs that I'd written over the years, and the ones that translated into me playing them acoustic by myself. That was what I was doing, and did a bunch of homemade recordings, and played some solo shows around town, and the reaction has always been good, and people are really nice and say nice things and stuff. So I'm trying to put the effort forth now to make these songs sound the way they sound in my head, and that involves, the full ensemble.
Right. I really like that track, and I really like what you did vocally on it. It was a little bit of a different take, or it's not something I'd normally hear from you, because when you're playing acoustically, you're playing a lot more with a lot more emotion, and when you got the drums behind you, it seemed like you sped up a little bit, and it was really cool to hear like a little bit of a different take on it, and I'm really looking forward to like more of these tracks. I've heard 2 of them so far, and I really like that one a lot.
Well, I appreciate it. A lot of the songs are really intense and honest, and I'm not trying to, they're just kind of reactions to how I'm feeling. I'm not going out trying to write happy songs or write songs that I hear on the radio and stuff. Maybe if I felt like some of those people, that's what would happen. But it definitely sounds cool, sped up, higher tempo. It's still some kind of intense stuff, but
it is.
Flies a little more under the radar, and it's a lot more accessible with all the guitars and everything.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you some of the more fluffy, light questions real quick. Get those out of the way, because everyone needs to be asked these things. How old were you when you started playing guitar?
I started playing guitar, I was about 10, and I think I got my first guitar when I was 10, and I had really small hands, and I had a book showing me how to play the chords and stuff, and I just kind of discarded that because I was big into Nirvana and all the grunge stuff that was just kind of dying off right as I was getting old enough to discover it. So I wanted to play power chords with distortion and stuff, and my hands weren't big enough to do that. So I taught myself playing in drop D, and I still play pretty much everything in drop D. But I've been I've been playing probably about 18 years.
All right. And then your name is Mark Adams, but then when you play live, you're Mark Adams, son of Bill. And I was just wondering if there's a distinction that you wanted to make with that. And
Yeah, there is.
Like-
Mark Adams is it's a boring name. It lacks there's not much going on there. So I figured you got to add something to it. So I liked Mark Adams, son of Bill, because it kind of sounds like the beginning of the reading of a eulogy or something eerie and really rock and roll and really cool.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to be, is just as cool as possible.
Well, I like it. And I did actually get a copy of some of those earlier recordings. And then you moved up to doing you did a straight acoustic CD.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different from those, I think, in some ways. And it's called Alone. And that came out about a month ago now, or 2 months
pretty
ago?
recently.
Yeah, it
this
was
year.
April or May, I think.
Yeah.
And so what drove you to put that CD together?
That was just kind of taking 3 years of home recordings that I had done in my room, 100% acoustic, using, just an external mic on a digital recorder. Most of them are one takes or one tracks. The stuff that's 2 tracks on the CD is literally me playing along with the first track as I listen to it, on a computer or something.
Right.
But it's just kind of like a best of what I thought was the best of 3 years of just a lot of home recordings I had made, and I wanted to put it on, one disc, just something to kind of have to give to people I meet,
Right.
Whatnot.
And
So-
what made you? I mean, there's certain tracks on there that didn't make the cut. Are you thinking of more of like putting some of those other songs on the full band CD that you're putting together?
It's hard to say. I change my mind on what's going to be on there
Yeah.
every day, and trying to, write new stuff by accident every now
Right.
and then. So, I get sick of all these songs, and then I shove them aside for a couple months, and then I listen to them again, and I think, oh, that was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, it was just a combination of what I thought were the recordings that sounded the best, the vocals that turned out the best, and then a few ones that my friends didn't have on the CDs that I'd already given them. So I was thinking, if they're going to give me like $6 for this one, I better put something different on there.
Right. Now, the songwriting process for you, how does it take you a certain amount of time to write a song or to write new material, or is it kind of all come in a rush for you? Like, how do you go about it when you get down to recording yourself like you do?
I've found with songwriting that every time I ever try to do anything, nothing happens. If I sit down and say, I need to write a song today,
Mm-hmm.
that's, it never happens that way. And for me, the guitar parts almost always come first. I'll just be messing around, playing along with songs I like or whatever, and I'll find a chord progression or just something simple that I like, and I'll expand on that. And the guitar parts always come first, and then I kind of fit the lyrics in afterwards. It always seems to happen. The stuff that I end up liking is stuff that always seems to happen on accident. Whenever there's any effort involved,
Mm-hmm.
I just get pissed off and quit.
All right. Well, that's going to be an interesting experience to see you live if the aggravation kicks in. But so far it hasn't. I think you've actually been, like, every time I've seen you play, you've done a really good job of holding everybody's attention, just kind of keeping the people that come to see you interested in what you're going to sing. And it's always a good bar show. And I just thought I'd bring that up because you did play the first Burdock Presents that I put together back in January. And you were also on Burdock 10 back in December when we did that big release. And for that, I remember the whole experience being really cool because you got up there on stage, and I had heard you perform acoustic, but for some reason I completely spaced on you using distortion pedals and occasionally kicking those in just on your own, because you play an acoustic guitar, but you're running it through a distortion.
Yeah, I like to use distortion effects through the acoustic guitars. I like on-off distortion. I like lulling people to sleep and then kind of slamming them over the head.
Right.
And, the one person I'd point to for that is that when I started watching videos of Jay Mascis from Dinosaur Jr. playing his solo shows, I'd never heard that tone of distortion, just all the just super fuzzy overdrive and stuff that he would run through his acoustic guitar, and it really turned me on to doing that. I just like the sound of that, and you get a lot of feedback that you can't get on a solid body electric guitar.
Right. So. And you mentioned it earlier that you really came into music right around the time that grunge was going away from the mainstream scene, and we've joked around a couple times. You kind of lived the '90s again, in a different way though. And I was wondering, like, a lot of those influences that you've kept with you, not a lot of people really research that sort of thing or take it to that level where they're putting it into their songs the way you are, I think. And I think that's part of why it makes it successful, is that you're willing to do that, but also that you do keep it true to those influences. And I was just wondering, like, do you have any other influences besides the ones that you've mentioned so far?
Well, stuff either connects with you or it doesn't. And when I was younger, I was fortunate enough to have some people in my life that were giving, they were giving me a lot of music and really getting me into music. I had some uncles and stuff that would just, every CD they'd buy, they'd put it on tape and send it to me in the mail. So I was listening to this stuff, and it just happened that all the early Pumpkin stuff and Nirvana and Dinosaur Jr. and the likes and all those bands were huge at the time, and I connected with them emotionally in my younger teen years and stuff. And I still listen to that stuff today just because I still feel a lot of those feelings, and I don't know, I feel like if regardless of what's on the radio or what's cool or what's selling out, the shows, I would love if everyone still liked the same stuff I do, and I would love if I liked a lot of mainstream newer stuff, but it just hasn't really struck a chord with me. I don't know if it's lacking a level of honesty or maybe I'm just old now, but I love all that stuff. I just love honest songwriters, and for me, the cream of the crop is Jay Mascis and Neil Young and Kurt Cobain and people that everything's just out there.
Yeah. Well, really quick, that first song that we heard was called "No One Likes You." I just wondered a little bit about that song and what you were going with when you were writing the lyrics for that one. No one likes you when you're buried in the ground. I got that part, and I can't remember how the rest of it goes.
Yeah, I mean, that no one likes you when you're buried in the ground is essentially me telling myself, get over it, and if you're, if you're walking around acting like you're half dead all the time, people aren't going to hang out with you anymore. It's kind of a quit whining dialogue with myself.
Right.
And I don't put too much. Most of the lyrics I write, I don't put too much into them. I try to leave them as general and as open to interpretation as possible, so that if anyone does listen to the stuff and anyone does like it, they can, create whatever meanings they want for it. Okay.
Well, with that in mind, I want to go to the Alone CD right now and play a track called "The North Woods."
All right, cool.
This is a really good song, and I hope you all dig it.
better. You'll feel better. You'll feel better.
All right. That's a very good track. The North Woods off of the CD Alone. It's Mark Adams, son of Bill. Mark, do you have any shows coming up? Like, I know you used to talking a little bit about it.
Yeah, we don't have a for sure date set in stone, but either the second weekend or the third weekend in July, going to be probably at Why Not 3 over on Kenilworth.
Okay.
With some friends of mine,
Right
some
on.
other acts, pretty diverse group of friends playing some stuff. So
Okay.
probably look for me there
And
later this month.
I know you've got the Facebook. I think you've got everything. You got Facebook, MySpace. Is it a Bandcamp or a Reverb Nation?
Reverb Nation. You can find me if you try. Mark
Yeah.
Adams, son of Bill.
I'll put links on the River West Radio page for Burdock Radio. So if you're listening to this podcast and you really like it, just check those out. And the dates will be going up pretty quick, I'd imagine. And you said you're going to play with the drummer at the next show?
Yeah, hopefully. I've got a couple drummers. It all depends on the schedule and what the finalized date ends up being. But I'm gonna look to try to get some full band shows going.
Okay.
Just getting sick of the acoustic stuff. Too much me.
Well, don't get sick of yourself just yet, because you did say you were going to play 2 or 3 songs, depending upon how much time we got. So which song did you want to bust out first?
I can play a song called "Good Enough for Me." It's also on the Alone CD. It's probably gonna be on the upcoming CD also.
All right.
Give that one a try.
Go for it, man.
Everything gonna be alright. You wake up and you won't be down. He will save you in the night. Oh, he'll skip town. I can't reach out on the way down. Get my arms off at the knees. I grow 'em back when I am able. That ain't good enough for me.
and I ain't gonna feel no pain. Nothing like it in my home. I got nothing left to say.
That's awesome. Part of the reason I really love doing this radio show is I get to have my fix of people that I like, and that was a really great song.
Thanks.
So, amongst other things, you are an avid Brewers fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of Braun being fourth in the running for the All-Star? Just leading with 20 home runs right now, right? Is it 20?
Yeah, he'll get in there. Matt Kemp is the leading vote getter, I believe. I don't think he's going to be able to play.
Yeah?
It'd be nice. I don't think Braun needs any more recognition at this point, but it's nice that all the people that had their doubts about last season maybe, I don't know, I think he's ahead of his pace in just about every offensive category.
This is true.
So,
I haven't been to a game yet. Have you been to a game yet?
Yeah, I've been to 5, I think.
Oh, my God. See, you are a better fan than I am. But do you get invited a lot, or do you just drop everything and go one day, or what do you do?
I don't know. It's cool to go. It's cool to watch them on TV. It's the great thing about the baseball season is no matter what crap you put up with during the day, 6 out of 7 days a week, if you're a fan of a team, you can sit down and lose yourself in the game for 3 hours. So that's always been appealing.
A friend of mine once speculated that that's the reason, that's actually what holds American society together in the summertime. Otherwise, there'd be more rioting.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
I don't know if he's right, but
I think Bob Costas would agree with him.
I like the idea of that. Like, everyone's just peaceable because they can go home and lose their mind in the game for a little while.
That's all life is about, is losing your mind for a few hours at a time and trying to do it consistently.
All right, now that's starting to sound like the lyrics to one of your songs. That's awesome. All right, man. So you want to play another one for me?
Yeah, I could do another one. I popped a string when I was tuning before, but I think I could try another one that'll work.
Okay, how low do you got to go on this? What's the name of this one?
This is one. I'm gonna play one called Lunesta that I wrote a week ago.
Oh, whoa, a new song. All right, now I'm excited because I don't think I've heard this one at all. It's a week old.
It's gonna be missing a couple notes. Okay. Give it a go.
Kill it off Jesus holds a gun up to my head. Mama, I'm sorry I couldn't win. Everyone needs some time, and Lord knows I had mine. Too many years I couldn't win. I've done everything aside from trying. Say your prayers, I'll say mine. Go make your bed. Jesus holds a gun up to my. Jesus holds a gun up to my. Jesus holds a gun up to my head.
Wow. All right. It always sounds pathetic when one person claps.
That's everyone. That's everyone though. Everyone's clapping.
Everyone's got to be clapping, right?
Thanks for clapping, Keith.
Everyone who listens has got to clap to that one. Okay. So that's called Lunesta?
Yeah, I think so. I might change the name.
Oh, it's that new.
Well, it's like 2 weeks old, but I can
Yeah.
never come up with names.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to just take the lyrics and cut a piece of the lyrics out and have that be the name. It always annoyed me in movies
No.
when the title is in the movie dialogue somewhere.
Yeah, and then it's like a spot in the movie that you wait for, and then years later on, like
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, that's
Well-
marketed on the Wikipedia page and stuff. Yeah, like,
Yeah, I think it'd be entertaining for me personally too that if there ever becomes a scenario where lots of people are listening to my songs and like downloading them illegally and stuff, that they would have the names all wrong.
that's a good idea.
I'm always thinking ahead.
What do you think about downloading illegally, as it were?
I
I'm
would
just
love
curious.
for everyone to steal my music. It would be
Alright.
an honor.
Well, we've got you on the mix from, I think, 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. on riverwestradio.com. There's the local music library that shuffles everything that we've got here and broadcasts to the good folks on the internet. And I believe the Alone CD is in there,
Excellent.
so you can hear that.
I appreciate it
And
being on there.
yeah, I was like, I'm glad that you did appreciate that, because then I was going to have to go back and take it all off if you were upset. And now that
You bought me a beer. It's cool.
Okay. See, I know the way to a man's heart. It's through a beer bottle. But we're both in the alcohol distribution business for our day jobs, so
It's more of a hobby.
it's more of a hobby. So, you looking forward to Summerfest there?
I always look forward to Summerfest.
Nice. Who's the big act that you're gonna miss this year?
Oh, there's a lot of acts I'm glad I'm gonna miss. I'm not gonna. I don't know. Like I was talking about earlier, I don't really connect with too much stuff these days.
Yeah.
But the thing about Summerfest is there's so much energy down there. There's so many, just crazy people. The people watching's amazing.
Yeah.
And live music is still live music. If you get a couple in you, you can have fun checking out anything.
Absolutely. All right. Well, how's your string doing? We got time enough for one more.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we could talk more about the Brewers. It's your call.
Yeah, I'll play another one.
Okay, what do you got for me?
It's a song called Glimmer in My Eyes.
All right.
There'll be far more yesterdays, more than I ever thought I'd have, when I used to write those other songs. I'm gonna be an old man. You see the wind at my face, it'll blow my gray, but it won't be as I planned. It won't be that bad. 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 See the glimmer in my eyes, you'll get to see me smile. I won't have to be messed up too. Like when I used to. You'll see me shimmer, get to see me smile, not afraid to say I love you. I'm gonna be an old man. I owe it to you, baby. I owe it to you, baby. I owe it to you, baby. I'm gonna be an old man. I owe it to you, baby. I owe it to you, baby. I owe it to you, baby. I'm gonna be an old man.
beautiful song.
Thank
I,
you.
I have to say, like, we were talking a bit about your songs being very, like, raw, emotional. They're coming from a more raw, emotional place where you're not trying to cover necessarily anything up. I first really noticed that back when we were, like, November of last year it was, when we recorded for Burdock 10, and you were sitting in the studio for I don't even know how long. You were one of the first people that showed up, and
Yeah, I remember that day.
it was crazy.
That was a Saturday. I wasn't feeling very good.
Yeah, you were okay with waiting, I think, is what you said. And it kind of went on for a while because the recording process for that was really strange. I had a lot of people coming in to record for that thing, and so you kind of had to sit on the couch and take in a lot of things that are there's just a really diverse group of people coming in there and doing their thing. I can't even remember what time you got up finally to go, but when you did get up, you just like belted out 2 songs, and one of them was you played earlier, which was good enough for me, which I was like, that's a really great track. And then the second one that you played was, help me pronounce it, Echolalia?
Yeah, echolalia.
Echolalia? Okay.
I'm not even sure on the proper pronunciation.
You told me what it meant once. I can't remember though.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I remember first hearing the word as like a psychological. It's a disorder in children where they kind of there's audio effects similar to those of Tourette's, where these kids have this condition where they're just repeating sounds, meaningless sounds and noises and out loud, and it's just repetition of senseless, meaningless sounds. So I thought that would be a fitting title for that song, because at the time when I wrote it, I just felt like everything I was writing was exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that'd be a cool name for a song.
And
that ended up being one of the ones I like a little bit.
Yeah. Now you've put I have the drum track for that, but I'm not going to play that one because I, damn it, paid a lot of money to record that other version.
No,
they
let's
put on
listen
Burdock
to the one
10.
from Burdock.
We
I
got
remember,
to.
It was one take. It was, the vocals were pretty much coming out of my stomach.
Yeah,
I think it turned out pretty cool.
It was amazing. I remember
pretty gravelly.
Distinctly at one point watching you perform it, and you got to a point where you were yelling, you were screaming like really loud in this one part, and peaking over everything. No one else had peaked that day, and I remember like sound engineer just kind of reaching up and turning it down just a notch, and you could kind of hear that in the recording. It was really funny. And I always giggle a little bit when that part comes up because I was there when that happened, just because it's like very loud and then it's just a little bit less loud.
Yeah, well, it's what makes it a cool version of that song, because
Yeah.
it was just one shot and it was what it was, and I wasn't feeling the greatest, and it's an honest recording.
Yeah, and all your other songs today have been just marvelous, and I just got to really quickly go back and talk about it again. Good enough. There's several. I think, is that one you're going to do with the band, you think? Or?
Yeah, I think so, for
Okay.
sure. I like that song.
Yeah, it's a good one. Lunestra, you're going to probably incorporate into the band?
Yeah,
think so?
probably.
And same with Glimmer in My Eyes. All these songs are probably going to get...
Yeah, well, Glimmer in My Eyes I got to throw in there, because that's a feel good. It'll be a nice contrast to the rest of the junk on there. So.
People will know that you're not actually serious when they start singing along to Lunestra. All right. Well, we're going to use the Echolalia to play us out here, and I hope everyone's had a good time listening to this. And if you like this music, which I think we've moved through a good portion of your catalog actually today, between live and recordings, but I'm glad that we got to talk about your inspiration, your songwriting process a little bit, and let everybody know that you're out there. And if you like what you heard today, gotta go see him live, and especially now that he's gonna have the full band with him at Why Not 3 coming up. So keep an eye on that, or an eye out for that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and thanks again for inviting me on.
Thank you for coming. Okay, thank you very much for coming. Okay, Echolalia off the Burdock 10 CD, and I'm Keith Gosted. Thank you all for listening.